You may have noticed that I didn't have a video last week. And there's a reason. It's because I was out of the country. I was in Pudong, Shanghai, China, giving a presentation over there. And that was a lot of fun. It was a great experience. I was only there for a few days, but I got I had an experience over there that I want to share with you. And no, it's not about the food poisoning with me ending up in the hospital. That's another story. No, I guess first of all, I should say, hey, this is Steve Miller, better known as Kelly's dad and marketing gunslinger. Thanks for joining me again for another uncopyable business broadcast, another episode. I believe this is episode 92 or 93, something like that. Anyway, it'll come across here. I'll tell you what it is. But we were staying at the Shanghai Kerry Hotel in Shanghai. And, you know, here's a picture of the outside of the hotel. One of the things that the hotel had was a spectacular, probably the most spectacular breakfast buffet I've ever seen in my entire life. Here's a picture of just a portion of this. There were like 10 different locations like these, not just stations. I mean, look how big these are. And each one had a different kind of food, different countries' food, things like that. I mean, that was pretty amazing. But that's not what I'm going to talk about either. No, I want to talk about the housekeeper. Now, those of you that have followed my blogs for a while, you know that I talked about the Muse Hotel in New York City, which I often tell the story about the $1.29 tube of toothpaste that made a huge impact on me as far as a customer experience. When if you have not seen that story, then I'm going to put the link in right down below here. Go watch that. But this one is right up there with the $1.29 tube of toothpaste. Here's the thing, you know, when you know how many nights have you spent in a hotel in your life? You know, I've spent thousands of nights, and I often and the toothpaste story is so amazing because it's so simple, yet it's such an amazing, and I don't even want to say customer service story because I'm going to go way beyond. See, this is not customer service. I'm talking about see, when we talk about the experience, when we talk about being uncopyable, we're talking about, and I hesitate to use the word wow, but let's put it this way. To me, what we're looking for is the unexpected experience. That's what wows people. It's not that you do the expected really, really well, because you are expected to give good service. You are expected to take care of the customer. What I'm talking about is the unexpected. Now, what happened in my room with the housekeeper was that when I typically stay in a hotel or when I sleep at night, I use three pillows. Count them, 3 pillows. Now, I have one for my head, and then I put one on one side, on my right side, and I put one on the other side. I've been doing this since I was a kid. I think it just kind of builds this little comfort zone for me, a little security zone for me, and it just feels good that I have these kind of barriers on both sides of me. I don't know why, but it's the way it is. Now, when I stay in hotels and you know, often have 2 double beds or something like that, and there's usually 2 pillows on one of the beds and 2 pillows on the other bed, like it was at the Kerry Hotel, and so I will always grab one off the other bed and pull it over and use it. And then the next day, the housekeeper will come, clean up the room, and put the pillow back on the other bed. Or sometimes, you know, like if you move the phone from a spot, maybe you take it off the nightstand that's next to you and you put it on the floor or something like that. And then the housekeeper comes in, cleans up the room, and puts it back up on the stand. Or, I mean, but you know what I'm talking about is that you might rearrange the room in a way that you like it, and then the housekeeper puts it back to the original way that they like it, right? Not at the Shangri-La, not at the Shangri-La Kerry Hotel. And I think this is true with all Shangri-Las, is that when they noticed, the housekeeper saw that I had 3 pillows. I had used 3 pillows. So he or she did not move it back. I believe it was a she. I can't read her handwriting here, but I think it says Connie. I might be wrong about that. No, she just stacked the three. She made the bed, stacked the 3 pillows, 1, 2, 3, right on top of each other. But which was very nice, which I liked a lot. But something else happened in the room. This is the tube of toothpaste. Okay, you know, they have a robe and a pair of slippers in the closet, which a lot of hotels do. But I came back into my room after my first night there, after the housekeeper had been there, and this note was on my desk, and I'll put it up here where you can see it a little bit better. But basically what the note says is, "Dear Mr. Miller, I found the normal size slipper may not," and what she meant to say was may not be suitable for you while serving your room. I put a bigger pair in for you. So in other words, what happened was that while she was cleaning my room, she saw a pair of shoes of mine in there, and she determined that the slippers that were already in the room were too small for me. So she replaced those slippers with a larger pair of slippers, and she basically pointed it out, you know, and the slippers were on the floor there. She said, "I put a bigger pair for you. I hope you feel like," she's saying, you know, I hope it, you know, hope you like it, hope it makes you happy. She's got a little smiley face, you know, and the date and her name. So this is a tube of toothpaste story. See, what does it take? This is an unexpected wow. You know, it took training, education, but most of all, it took somebody who was willing to go that extra step, that when she went into the room, number one, she saw the pillows, she set the pillows the way I wanted them and left them that way. Number two was that she was aware enough to see that my shoes looked to her like they were bigger than the slippers that were in there. And so she took it upon herself to change the slippers. Now this is something, obviously it's part of training and things like this, but this is the unexpected wow. And my understanding is that now that is now in the Shangri-La computer system. And if I stay at another Shangri-La, when I stay at another Shangri-La, which I hope I do, that they will have my room set that way. They will have, when I go in, the bed will have 3 pillows set up, and there will be a larger pair of slippers in the room already waiting for me. So ask yourself the question, you know, that where is that unexpected wow? Where is that unexpected experience that you're not seeing, that you can deliver to your customers? You know, how well do you observe what they want? I'll give you an example. What I'm talking about is that there are, you know, I have a friend who the way he wants to communicate with me is by phone, and I am not somebody who wants to spend a lot of time on the phone. I will once in a while, obviously. I'm happy to talk to my friends once in a while, but this person wants to call me all the time, and I'm saying, hey, look, you know, I understand that you like to talk on the phone, but I don't like to talk on the phone for that long or that often. So, you know, and sometimes he's calling me and it has to do with really nothing that important. He could just send me an email or send me a text or something, and I could just respond. See, that is an example of that he communicates with me in the way that he wants to, not the way I want to. So ask yourself the question, how are you communicating with your customers? Are you communicating in the way that they want you to communicate with them? Or are you communicating with them in the way that you want to communicate with them? Now that's an example of what I'm talking about here. Obviously the Shangri-La has gone, you know, gone the extra mile to train their staff to be aware of a lot of things. I'm sure that they were looking for other things too in the room to see if there was something that they could do to make it personal, more personal for me, and also to leave a note which then pointed it out to me, right? Pointed it out to me, so I was aware of it, and I took the note, and now I'm sharing the story with you. What can you do to deliver an unexpected wow to your customers? This is Steve Miller, better known as Kelly's Dad and Marketing Gunslinger. That is this week's uncopyable business message, and I will be back next week. I don't skip that. I will be back next week with another message. And in the meantime, always remember, be uncopyable. See ya.